This story is absolutely hilarious. Leave a like on this video for the clown world that we live in. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. I do about 5 or 6 videos a day, Monday through Friday, and I really hope I can earn your subscription or follow today. This story is spiraling to a absolutely hilariously wild level. It's being presented as essentially rich white people leave behind crime-riddled community. All the people that are there are saying that, oh, they don't like black people, so they're leaving, blah, 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 blah. But now they're like, wait, no, don't leave. We need your tax dollars. Oh, no, we need your tax dollars. You're ruining the system. You can't leave. I mean, we still want you here where you don't feel safe. I mean, this is one of the weirdest stories, and also just a sign of the times. Hilarious, and, you know, all the ways that things are these days. Louisiana city of wealthy white residents faces exodus of parents who resisted the, quote, racist secession amid fears around 8,000 children could be kicked out of schools. St. George, Louisiana, which is this new utopian town apparently, will have 86,000 residents. Around 70% will be white. So the normal percentage, like, there's so many weirdos that are presenting this as like, oh, it's white people, the white devil is going to do this and that. And they're trying to, bro, that's what the normal percentage of this country is. So this idea that this new town, you know, St. George, Louisiana, the idea that this is some sort of white utopia is simply not true. It's the same, you know, essentially, it's the same, percentage as the rest of the country. See, Baton Rouge residents form new city to buck taxes and crime. Who could blame them? Right? Imagine you're living in a city where your own leaders are like, nah, we're not really interested in helping anything. We're not interested in, you know, stopping crime. We're not interested in making things better for you. So people are like, well, all right, we're just noping out of here. I could see there are like several areas of like, for example, in Milwaukee, there are many suburbs in Milwaukee that are stuck dealing with big city problems. I could see why they'd want to. I could see why they'd want to leave. Louisianians win bid to secede from Baton Rouge and form new city of St. George. Much secession talk revolves around states like Texas, Idaho, or New Hampshire, creating their own country outside of the United States governance, or countries in California and Oregon wanting to separate from their state and government. But this 5-year-long case in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has set the precedent for suburban communities separating from the city. Which, by the way, who could blame them? Like, literally, who could blame them? I don't want people to get robbed. I have no interest in getting robbed. If my police aren't protecting me, I'd rather have my own police force. People got tired of giving their money into woke city programs or DEI, this and that. So they said, hey, we're just going to nope out of here. A week ago, Louisiana Supreme Court ruled that a group of Baton Rouge residents could create their own city independent of Baton Rouge and its corrupt political landscape. What I think is great is you look at some of these replies, right? What's happening in St. George, Louisiana is considered white flight, and it's bigger than the Great Klan migration to a white-only town. This is how they're trying to frame these individuals who just don't want to get robbed. These are people that just don't want to get robbed. They're not interested in participating in corrupt policies or this, that, and the other things. They're just not interested in that stuff. So they're blaming, why are they saying it's black people? What's interesting is, again, the new city, by the way, you can see a lot of people saying, so let's break this down. Here's what people think. All white people are racist. They oppress me. Wait, hold on. Where are y'all going? Hey, y'all have to stay here and pay your taxes so the city has more money to put on my EBT card. White flight is racist. By the way, 37% of St. George population is black, and 7% is Hispanic. Do they also participate in white flight? It's not about skin color. They're desperate to make it about skin color, but it's simply not. It's about not wanting to be taking apart. Like, imagine if people who got, people in the Chicago suburbs got sick of them hiring, woker and woker mayors and woker idiots that just want to run their towns into the ground. I don't think that that's racist. You know, I just don't. You see, you don't have a human right to live with whites and take our tax dollars. We are getting DEI, diversity, divorce, affirmative action gone, DEI hires gone. I mean, like, it's just funny to me. Won't you feel safer away from all those racist white supremacists? And you look at this. Baton Rouge crime rates are 6,880 per 100K, which is 104% higher than the rest of the state. The crime rates are double. Okay, the crime rates are double there. Don't you? And it rates F. Baton Rouge is a crime-riddled dump, apparently. Has a huge crime problem. And a bunch of people left, and they're trying to say it's about race, but it's not. That's the hilarious part about this. A breakaway city of wealthy white residents. Again, it is the same percentage anyone else is. It's the same percentage that, you know, the rest of the world is. Faces an exodus of parents who voted against the racist secession amid fears their kids could be kicked out of school. The creation of St. George was given the green light by the state Supreme Court last week, ending a hostile and divisive 10-year campaign that splits wealthy white residents from poor black neighborhoods. Again, that's how the media is trying to portray it, but that's not exactly the whole truth. Nothing but the truth, so help them God. It's just quite simply not that. Supporters hailed the ruling as a final victory in their long struggle to take back control of the area's failing education system. But opponents claim the split is racially motivated and will create a white enclave, leaving struggling black communities behind. Now there are fears of an exodus of families who live within the city but voted against its creation. That's great. I don't think anyone's going to care about that. I legitimately don't think anyone's going to care if people leave the city. Like that's the ultimate reality. Those particularly worried about the predicament include the Altazans who live in St. George but send their kids to schools in the area of Baton Rouge in the city that has separated from. Should the new St. George school district come to fruition as planned, the children could be forced out of their current schools because they would unlikely be able to live in one district and attend school in another. Well, why? That happens all the time. I mean, isn't school choice a thing? I mean, it is in Milwaukee, right? Pretty sure that lots of people, you know, live in one school or live in one area and go to another. I mean, essentially, they were fed up with crime, corruption, DEI, and other things like that. You see, resident Paul Brandywine on Facebook, the segregationist one. I'm no longer a citizen of Baton Rouge. I now live in the white enclave of St. George. But again, the percentage, the racial breakdowns of St. George, okay, are exactly the same as any other city, as the entire nation's like breakdown, you know, the entire United States. They don't know what tomorrow looks like. It's incredibly unclear as to when the tax collection will begin, how those tax dollars will be distributed. If there's no timeline to require our governor to appoint a new mayor, yeah, they have to figure all this stuff out. But the upshot is, the real story is the fact that people have had enough of corrupt leadership, which, quite frankly, you could look at a lot of these inner cities where they have crime and all these other problems. Look at their leadership. What's her, you know, the super mayor? Remember the super mayor? Whatever the super mayor lady was? Corrupt as the day is long. You think that one that looks like Beetlejuice, you think she cares about crime? No. You think this new mayor in Chicago cares about crime? No. So maybe stop hiring corrupt, by the way, corrupt people come in all colors, sizes, and shapes, just so we're clear about that. I mean, the idea that they're trying to pin this as, you know, as some kind of race thing is so hilarious. Secession, wealthy whites break away from predominantly black Baton Rouge to form new city. Well, they're always oppressing you. You hate them, right? You know, Mayo monsters. You know, they're the worst people. Where did all the racist white devils go? because they know that the people just, if you won't fix your system, then people are going to leave. And I don't think that that's a problem. White flight, sensible people who have once again grown tired of bad things happening. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with this. People in the community obviously making it race related, saying whites are not your tax cattle. They're tired of the bottom leeching off of them. They're tired of the criminal element that you guys admire. I mean, how much more? No, that's gentrification. No, that's white flight. They don't want whites moving in. They don't want them moving out. Well, what do you want? I think that all races probably want, some level of safety, some level of non-corrupt leadership. But, blacks do it. It's okay when black people do it. Meet the 3 women laying foundation for a new pro-black city in central Georgia. It's cool when black people do it. When white people do it, it's racist. I mean, that's just society these days. Good luck to the new residents of, St. George, Louisiana. Hope that it all works out for you. Make sure you're careful in who you elect. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.